competition now. 2 victories for the wrestlers, 1 for the martial artists. That one, of course, very close, going all the way down. Townsend Saunders telling you that he was very close to being choked out with the triangle hold there, and he was able to hold it off. He was not going to let it happen, and there is some of the intrigue we have seen in this competition. So we're ready for our next match. That was an intriguing look at Townsend Saunders and Pederneiras. Let's take a look at our next matchup coming up. We've got Van Arsdale coming in here, match number 4 on our card. Should be a very interesting battle as the competition goes forward between the martial artists and the grapplers. Let's go and let's take a look at our 4th match. We're ready for the walk-ins now. Mike Van Arsdale, Renato Verisimo. Verisimo will be the first one in. 1996 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion. Renato Verisimo, 24 years old. Let's take a closer look at this Brazilian.
Does he speak? No, 6'1". 6'1"?
My name is Renato. I'm another student of Rio and Jiu-Jitsu. And I'm from Rio. Now I live in Las Vegas for a couple months, you know. And I'm gonna fight with Mike, and I hope to do the only thing that I know how to do is fight, and to show some technique, to show something that to prove that Jiu-Jitsu is a good fight. I did a lot of tournaments in Jiu-Jitsu and wrestling, the same thing, some stuff, basically the same rules, you know. And I believe that I can prove something good for the people that is watching the show. I try to sweep, I try to go to his back, you know, something like that. And basic submissions. That Jiu-Jitsu has a lot of stuff too. I like to watch TV, to listen some sounds, some raps. You know, I like so much raps. And now in Las Vegas, I went to Manhattan show. You know, the good dancing is good. I like this. And play soccer. We are professional, you know. We don't have this feeling of against. No, we are here to only prove the techniques.
Renato Verisimo will go up against Mike Van Arsdale. Van Arsdale, a 1997 World Cup champion, 3-time All-American, grappler at Iowa State, 6'2", 200 pounds, 32 years of age. Let's take a closer glance at Mike Van Arsdale.
I've been wrestling since 1979, which is quite a while. And as far as grappling, this is something new for me. And I go into it with the same enthusiasm as I train for the Olympic Games. I really don't pay attention to cameras or the crowd when I'm competing. I'm pretty much focused, and I'm just focusing in on what I'm supposed to do. I look at this as the last opportunity I'll have to compete in my home state. So with that in mind, I look forward to contests. Grappling and wrestling are very similar. You add the submission holds in, and that does change things quite a bit. Of course, with wrestling, there's a scoring system that's not in effect here, but the actual techniques and moves that you use in wrestling to control your opponent will be very important in this competition. I'm a laid-back type of person. I don't go out that much. And I like to sleep. I have a girlfriend. I enjoy her company very much. I love to eat. I love to go out and try new foods. I just feel blessed to have the opportunity to compete. I want to fight the best. I want to go against the best guys out there, and that will bring out my best. I just can't imagine competing against someone with lesser quality at this point in time. You're going to be nervous. If you're not nervous, then maybe you should get a little nervous, because when your nerves are rolling and your adrenaline's flowing, that actually brings more of your best out.
Let's see how nervous Mike Van Arsdale is. The height the same. He's got 20 pounds of weight on Verisimo, and he's got 8 more years of experience. The youth is on the side of Verisimo. Let's get the official introductions now from Gary Delabate.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner, weighing in tonight at 180 1/4 pounds, standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. He was the 1996 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion, representing Luis Pederneiras Jiu-Jitsu, Renato Verisimo.
We have to talk about that.
In the blue corner, weighing in tonight at 199 pounds, standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, from Waterloo, Iowa. He is a 1997 World Cup champion and won the 1988 NCAA National Championships, Mike Van Arsdale.
So Mike Van Arsdale and Verisimo ready to go. Verisimo very upset when this match started coming in. He believed that the Brazilian in the last, Pederneiras, hadn't gotten a fair shake in the last bout, and Johnny was concerned about what he would have to do to win.
And I totally agree. You know, it was a draw. No points were scored. It was clearly a draw. What do you think, Dave?
Well, I don't see any points scored in the match. The only thing, you know, in the rules meetings we talked about was a little bit, you couldn't be laying around on your rear and your back, and so, you know, that made him look bad a little bit. But you know, and I think maybe the judges went on that. I don't think that they felt that they could give a tie, maybe a tie in a round, but maybe not a tie in a match in 5 rounds. So, you know, I'm a little concerned that there was a misunderstanding there in our rules meeting.
And I saw John Lewis. He was just livid.
Well, if you're the martial artist, the jiu-jitsu man coming in, as you take a look here, that you don't want to lose in any flimsy way, you'll feel that you'll have to get a submission in order to win.
Yeah.
Well, in this match here, guys, we've got guard already.
Well, this guy has an outstanding closed guard. He wins in jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu tournaments from his outstanding closed guard. He's going for a choke. You see him grab his sleeve. He's going to stuff that under Van Arsdale's neck.
And he's using the sleeve for a little bit of leverage here, too.
He's starting the choke, and Mike's not ignorant.
Well, I think both matches, Ericsson's, you know, and the last one was just a little bit of a rule understanding. You know, it's just, you know, there wasn't a lot of points scored.
Or did they give a tie-breaking point for perceived aggression? We'll have to see how
that's what I think.
Well, and I think it's wrong because the aggressor was the man on the bottom.
But that's where I don't think people understand. And you got 2 wrestling judges. We think aggression is the man on top. We think we don't look at his aggression on the bottom, and that's what the difference is right now. It's a difference in 2 different sports. Jiu-jitsu people understand that bottom position, and they know when to be aggressive, but wrestling people don't understand the bottom position.
Well, it seems to be that some mistakes have to be made, I guess, and it's unfortunate.
This is the first of its kind.
Absolutely true.
It's going to be a little bit of a learning, getting the bugs out, as Verisimo on the bottom here in the guard, trying to bring the legs up. Wanted a triangle, no chance from back there, as Van Arsdale creeping forward and getting himself out of that.
The wrestler certainly spends a lot of time in this position, and I don't think he's that comfortable with it.
No, he's not comfortable, but he's putting pressure on, a perceived pressure.
Well, he's staying out of a point-scoring situation and a submission right now. But
he's also keeping the gi in his hand to hold himself forward.
Round 1, Mike Van Arsdale and Renato Verisimo. Verisimo with the clothing and on the bottom here. Van Arsdale trying to operate from the top. And as we've seen throughout, the martial artist or jiu-jitsu expert on the bottom, very comfortable being there and trying to force offensive situations.
You know, one thing that, you know, we really felt was, you know, the wrestler was going to score some takedowns, and he's just not doing a very good job. I think in that first match, actually, no, it wasn't yet. No, I didn't see a lot of takedowns.
Not much in the takedown department. We've seen a lot of defense, guard, and negating tactics by both, and round 1 is over. Set, of course, scheduled for 5.
You know, this shows me that guard position might be more dominant than a takedown, as far as being able to get to that position.
Right, right. It's terrific when people understand it. I know Renato has a tremendous one.
Work your position.
Verisimo with the robe. Here's a look at him.
Well, you notice that Mike Van Arsdale's holding himself down here. And that's holding him to him so that Renato cannot shift to get what he wants.
Verisimo shifts the robe, they slap hands, and they'll start round 2.
I think it's interesting that, you know, this guy has a full set of, what do you call those? Warm-ups. What do you call his gi?
Yes.
I mean, he's the only one so far.
So far, yeah.
And, you know, it's just, what are the advantages there you were talking about?
Well, if he's going to be on the bottom against a bigger guy like he is, the advantage is that, you know, the guy's unaccustomed to it. Can't get handles that you're accustomed to.
Maybe get a little slip sliding away possibilities for trouble. Down.
And he can choke.
Verisimo looking for the guard, does not get it. There's Van Arsdale trying for some control of his own.
He's got to get to the outside there.
Trying to drive with his legs.
He hasn't passed yet. We're trying to go for an ankle lock.
We've seen very little passing of the guard tonight.
What's kind of funny is that the jiu-jitsu wrestler does a lot of what you guys call the guard position and sweep position down there, trying that. But you know, we call that, the guy was trying to do some elevators. In wrestling, we call that elevators.
If he put his legs in and not around, we would call it an elevator too. It's just semantics.
Just all where you're from, guys. We've seen the changing of the guards tonight, not much passing of the guard.
I think you should watch his hands because he's really trying to get the choke, and he's locking it up now on Van Arsdale's neck. And you'll notice that if he gets that choke, Van Arsdale will black out or tap out. And you see that it's not perfect, but it's getting better.
See the elbow doing the work there. Good job. Tries to contain him with the guard.
And he's lost the choke.
This is definitely a closed type of wrestling.
Tight, right?
Yeah, I can't get over that.
Van Arsdale now not in any type of a choke situation.
You see the way he's feeding his gi lapel over the top of Van Arsdale's neck all the time?
Yes.
That's giving him the ability to hold Van Arsdale down also. See the way
he's trying to bring the legs up higher too.
Right, well, Mike's stalking him. But you see the pivoting. The pivoting is when the arms get in trouble, when Mike will get in trouble.
Does Verisimo have the room back here to bring the legs up for the triangle?
Yeah, he's setting up for a really, really heavy position.
The fans like that. The fans like that, you know, they want to fall. They want to see a fall there.
It is. Just went past it. Just went past the arm bar. Renato has an amazing closed guard.
Verisimo from the bottom, trying to work Van Arsdale here, trying to lure him into a trap.
You know, I'm amazed that the wrestlers aren't getting caught more in these locks.
Poked him in the eye with his thumb.
Well, that was an accident.
Yeah.
But I'm amazing. The reason why I'm amazed at it is because they're there. And they're not used to being there, and they're there so long. I mean, they've been there in almost the whole entire matches. I mean, this position's there, the jiu-jitsu's position, but the wrestler is not getting beat here.
Van Arsdale trying to crank here. Trying for a chokehold from the top.
Yeah, which doesn't work. He can't move to the side. You know, he doesn't have the leverage. His hips aren't down.
He's trying to get the legs moving now, but he's inside the guard.
I feel like we're wrestling a jiu-jitsu's match.
Well,
and yet they're not beating us as far as domination. You know, they're not getting many locks. They had one ankle lock, I believe.
Yeah, I see it that way.
But that was more of a scramble, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That wasn't right off the guard or anything.
So round 2 is in the books here. Verisimo and Van Arsdale. Verisimo on the bottom, trying to work the legs.
See, this leg has to come over the front of his head. That's so important. This leg has to make it across this head. And Mike Van Arsdale's holding his head down very, very well. Makes it difficult. You see that rocking motion?
Yeah, what's that? You trying to roll him?
He's trying to move in position.
And here's what would have been a takedown, but Verisimo is quickly there.
He just doesn't, he's not smart enough to let go of this leg, so he never achieves the reversal of the guard.
Start the third round, scheduled for 5. Renato Verisimo, 1996 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion, And Mike Van Arsdale, the 1997 World Cup champion, 3-time NCAA All-American, considered a high-risk, explosive, flamboyant type of a wrestler.
I think Renato's very tired.
I don't feel that way.
When you put your hands on your knees when you have a chance, makes me think you're tired.
He's using good tactics, not pushing in.
15-minute matchup here, 5 threes.
How would you rate Mike as a tackler versus Townsend? Dan.
Oh, I think they're both explosive, but not when people are backing up. And that's what, that's the tactics that you use.
Renato tried to tackle him.
Well, but then he sat right underneath him.
Van Arsdale gets a crank going here, but look where his legs are.
See, I don't think I'd be pushing in like that if I want to get a point.
He wants to get around here with the legs, and he's not able to. You can get the legs up on top. You can do a lot from the position Van Arsdale was in.
I love the way Renato can push through all the time with his guard.
He can frustrate you a lot of ways.
Well, this hand here is so important that goes under Van Arsdale's arm. I don't think the wrestlers have figured that quite out
That's
yet.
an underhook, see? And we like that on the feet, but we're not used to it on down here.
Well, so you think he's doing the right thing, even though the position's different? The procedure.
The wrestler?
Yeah. No, the jiu-jitsu.
Right, I think so.
What has Van Arsdale done here? Has he helped his position at all? Looks like he's back where he was. He tried to get higher and was blocked.
He's done nothing.
He wants to.
Yeah, of course. See, he's trying to go under now. See that?
One theme that we've seen ringing through here thus far is the top means nothing.
Is he off the side? No, he's not off the side.
Van Arsdale cranking here. But still partially in the guard. Now he's out for a second. Can he get his legs around? He cannot.
And Renato's giving up about 18 pounds here.
Verisimo maintains the guard, and some people thought that even 179 was a generous description of his weight. He might have even been giving away a little more than the 20 pounds.
I think so. I think Van Arsdale had to cut some weight to make the weight. Definitely, they are slowing the wrestlers down. Jiu-Jitsu players are slowing the wrestlers down, and they're in their positions. We're not in our positions.
But no submission after 3 rounds. Scheduled for 2 more.
For the rules of the game, we need takedowns, and we're not getting it.
Very few takedowns, very few passing of the guards, very few sweeps, very few throws. Things that would be points. What we've got is guys who are defensively oriented and able to negate and look for one potential closing situation rather than try to pile up the points.
You see Renato pulling his gi off.
He's
breathe a little.
Yeah, well, he should. That's a lot of heat there.
Yeah, and he's outweighed by 18 or 20 pounds.
Or 25.
Yeah, you think that it's been a day later and that Mike is up another 5, huh?
Yeah, eating and
5.
I'm
you can
asking
eat your
you.
way
I'm
up.
not telling you. How much?
Oh, he's probably light now. He's sweating, but working out. But he probably had to cut 10 pounds to make the weight.
So he's looking at about 205 pounds right now. 210. And Renato's soaking wet 181.
We've seen how guys who are lighter have negated that. Earlier in the competition, we saw Kosaka, 220, giving away 66 pounds, and did not bother him. He lost a very close one, but was very tightly in there the whole match. So round 4, Verisimo and Mike Van Arsdale. Van Arsdale stalking. What else is new?
I love the initiation by Renato to smack hands to start each round. That shows real camaraderie.
Sportsmanship, the fact that they're both into it. Verisimo not usually on his feet this long, and now he's down. What he can do is look at Van Arsdale gets
That's
up.
points. There's some points.
That guy's a flurry man.
He's going under to get a knee, by the way, just in case.
Holy
no one
cow.
sees.
Well, we did a good job of stopping that. Van Arsdale did a great job of stopping that. He did
Look at Van Arsdale's.
I'd have to give him a point on that takedown.
situation now, he's in a
He got
good
the back.
offensive situation here. Now he can apply a little bit of weight to a potential neck crank. Look what the leg is. Can he get his full leverage? Verisimo still has a little bit of a leg working here.
Well, it's a bad position for Renato. He's got his back to him, but he's beat that really bad position he was in before.
We've seen it other situations. Verisimo had a full guard going, but doesn't have that here. And Van Arsdale trying to sneak his leg around for a little bit more power.
That's kind of interesting because he used a wrestler's move to get out of that danger. When his back was to Van Arsdale, he used a little roll, a little Granby roll, we call it. And that's a wrestling hold for an escape.
Right, except that he was going for a knee afterwards, you know,
right,
so it put him in a position.
Exactly. He used it to keep, get him off his back, plus the fact that there we go.
Really good position.
There's a dominant position. That's it. He's definitely scored a point in this one.
Oh, yes.
Van Arsdale has a good chance here. The neck is cranking. You see more of his body leverage is in here. He can put more weight on an attempted finishing hold.
Trying to
the
go
legs
over the
turn
leg.
around.
I don't know what he did there.
Well, he tried to go over the face with his leg, and actually Renato is just about ready to do a reversal here of position. If he can pop out, gets the back again.
It looked like Van Arsdale was about to attempt a triangle.
Wow,
before
there's that Granby.
Yeah, trying to get the knee, but Mike's way ahead of that.
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't roll there.
Mike Van Arsdale, Renato Verisimo.
Where's his right leg? I can't see his right leg.
He's got it in his arms.
Well, he's in pretty good shape there, but his ankle isn't caught.
Van Arsdale continues to work the head here. And more upper body leverage can be applied to his potential finishing situation, but it may be too late for this round. He's running out of time. Good round for Van Arsdale, good control for him, and Verisimo will be happy. He's got another round in which to try to do his damage.
Yeah.
So the fourth round comes to an end. Van Arsdale using good leverage there. Here is Van Arsdale and Verisimo, and Van Arsdale doing good work. Gets the top position and has a little bit more to drive with here, John.
Yeah, this is very important. This leg almost got put in danger, but Van Arsdale's arm negated that.
Van Arsdale's arm negating Verisimo. You see in John's diagrams what they needed to be doing. And in the slow motion, when you see the leg pull away from a spot where if it had been there, you would have seen some type of a finishing hold. We go to the last round now. Round 5, Verisimo, Van Arsdale, last chance dance for these guys.
He's getting ready. He's psyching up. I like that. He knows he's down.
See, he's holding his knees. I think that's a sign of fatigue.
And doing a little bit more running around here, John. You're right. We've seen Verisimo up on his feet more.
He's psyching himself up, though. I can tell.
Well, he went for a leg lock, didn't happen. Shoved down. And here we go in the final round. Van Arsdale again assumes the top.
Why isn't he going for a leg lock?
There's a guard.
One arm's in, one arm's out. The possibility of a triangle exists. And he's trying for it.
That's what he looks for. Verisimo from the bottom. And a good push-off by Van Arsdale.
Yeah.
Stocking him up. What's that called to you, Dan?
That's a stack. That's a stack. That's a fall in wrestling.
He said, take this triangle and shove it.
Well, he needed to get out of that. That was
You're
smart.
not going to get it.
He attacked the position, and that's good.
Van Arsdale recognized the danger and immediately got rid of it.
I think we're getting smarter sometimes as the night goes on here, and as far as a wrestler.
I give Renato a lot of credit. You know, he came into this bout short. Igor Zinoviev blew herniated disc in his back last week, and
he was all upset before he wrestled too. His mental preparation had to be thrown out. But what's his problem here?
Is he submitting?
Oh, he didn't like. He thinks he thinks we let him go or something.
I'm not sure what happened.
I think that's what he thinks. We can't let him go. That's one language against another. Rules understanding.
Now he's waiting for Van Arsdale to stalk.
I think he's upset too. He's losing the fight.
Had a shot at the triangle taken away from him.
He's got to worry about himself.
Van Arsdale again. Hitting the top. Verisimo trying to get him in the triangle.
Almost.
Hands
Very
pushing
close.
down. But Van Arsdale has seen these situations here. What other type of finishing hold would be open?
Well, he can get a nice shoulder lock from there, and I thought he was going to try to turn it out, but I guess Mike is just too powerful to do that to.
Van Arsdale driving, even though he's inside the guard here. Pulling on Verisimo. And again, as we've seen with the wrestlers, they'll try the pressure on the neck, but not a whole lot of strength applied there. Van Arsdale trying it now with the one arm. Trying to lean and press, utilize all of his strength here.
He's staying nice and close, which negates a lot of prowess of Renato.
He moves quickly. I like that's when he out of position. That's the key for him keeping all those locks.
Well, Verisimo back in the guard, and this one, it looks like, back in the hands of the judges. This will be the third of 4 matches here to go all the way.
Yeah, I don't think this one's really hard to judge, just because it seems clear cut, but not not a whole bunch of domination involved. 1 or 2 good moves, that were the scoring moves.
Yeah.
So you'd figure Van
Showed a lot of heart.
Figure Van Arsdale would get it. But we'll see what they say. Good action here, and Verisimo trying, despite being on the bottom, to get his triangle. And here is Van Arsdale, John, throwing away Verisimo's best chance.
Yeah, just so close. Right here, this foot has to go behind the knee, and he needs to pivot, and he doesn't have it. And I think Renato was frustrated by that.
Good job of clearing the
Very
knee.
explosive on that turn, huh?
Yeah.
Not only did Van Arsdale push you up the triangle, he went right into an offensive position from there, showing a lot of agility. And now a
I'm
very
not sure what
frustrated
happens here.
Verisimo.
Oh, I see. Renato is upset that he didn't engage.
3 rounds to 0. Mike Van Arsdale.
So Van Arsdale winning it rather comfortably in this situation here. Gets the nod. And good performance by him. Able to score.
Did you
get some clear cut?
Did you have 3 rounds though?
No, I did not. No, I did not.
So Mike Van Arsdale getting the win. The wrestlers with 3 wins in the first 4 matches, doing it with good technique. And Mike Van Arsdale's standing by now, ready to talk.
Mike, great fight. Really intense wrestling in the guard. How'd you feel out there?
Well, being that it's my first contest like this, I was a little bit more nervous than I would like to have been. So I kind of shut down a little bit. But I felt pretty good. If you don't mind, I just want to thank Human Labs. And if you guys looking for good protein and creatine, you know where to go. Go ahead, Jim.
All right.
Keep going.
We're going to charge him later.
Okay.
It was really, really intense. I mean, he seemed pretty hot, pretty wanted to go after you when he came out there.
Yeah, he was very game and very awkward to wrestle, being so tall and so thin. I basically had to wrestle his game. There's no striking, and really he was not even letting me take him down. He was going down to his back. It was a matter of getting out of his guard, which is not easy to do.
Yeah, was that frustrating when he was always pulling you into the guard?
Yes, it is very frustrating because as a wrestler, you're used to taking someone down, but you just got to know the game. I'm very open-minded. I think wrestling is the #1 form of self-defense in the world, and all other martial arts stem off of wrestling. The wrestlers just have to have an open mind, learn how to beat the guard, and then we need to learn how to submit. I just want to say, in my next fight, I want Bobby Douglas. Get off the porch, Bob. Get off the porch. That's right.
I'm not sure Bobby's making that comeback. But very, very impressive. But several times you got behind him. Looked like you were trying to stack him there.
Yeah.
I don't know how close you thought you had to submission.
He kept me out of my submission positions pretty well. And I also kept myself out of there when I saw situations where I could have breaking out. I didn't do it. And, that's just part of the learning experience. And next time I'll be better.
You looking forward to another fight like this?
Yeah, I'm ready. I just need a little time. I've just been doing this for about 6 weeks. I need a little bit more time to train. And once I learn it, I'm a natural at it. I'm gonna beat everybody.
Great. Again, congratulations. Right. Okay, let's go back to Dave.
Thank you, Jim. And we're very happy that we get the hear from Mike Van Arsdale getting his victory and talking about how he got inside, was pulled inside the guard, still did his best work and came up with a victory. Good scoring by him. So we're getting ready for our next one. We've had 3 victories by